okay? No, I don't want to end the stream. Share stream. Yes, can everyone see me okay? I think so. Let's see. Let's see. Can you hear me okay? I have my mic on. I think it's big enough. Okay. I think you can see. Okay. It's my first time doing live over here in YouTube in a while. I was just in LinkedIn and I could not get it to do what I needed it to do. So we're going to come on over here to YouTube and make this work. Okay, so today we're talking about, I'm gonna put my glasses back on and see if my slides still doing what they're supposed to do. Okay, so we're going to come on here today and share the topic of conversation is turnover an issue for you? And so we're going to share uh, six strategies that you can use. But first off, I want to go over three falsehoods that a lot of corporations or high stress environments like healthcare facilities are experiencing that's perpetuating the issues related to the burnout and the retention and turnover issues, right? Okay, and so first off, I got to tell you a little bit about me. Hi, my name's Pamala, Mrs.P here, and initially for us, that 10 to 12-hour day, that was my dream job in the government. It did everything I needed it to do. I wept the first time I saw my name on the office door. But fast approaching, those 10 to 12-hour days began to wreak havoc on my life in this body. And before I knew it, by 2010, I had been in congestive heart failure. I had, by 2013, had a mini stroke. And 2015, the seizures had set in. And to no avail, no matter what my cardiologists and neurologists were doing, those accommodations, those ADA accommodations they put in place did not hold firm. And it came a time when I had a formal reprimand and I could no longer cut the mustard, as they say. And my hope was I could stay and remain committed in the government job that I was in, loving helping other veterans like me that wore military boots. But that day, my heart began to palpitate, and I could not withstand that. Now those 10 to 12-hour days that I loved doing were now the detriment for me, and therefore my family had to make a choice. The difference between me staying in the career that I had grown to love and the income and my life. And so I stand here before you today saying I did make the right choice. I'm standing here. Um, but I say that to say this. With that, you can make transition and change for your staff. As a great leader, you can do that. And you can do it in a way that is easier to complete with less of the stress and headache that you guys have experienced in the past. Because I've been there, done that, lived that. So let me show you how. You may be, as an administrator, have some false beliefs that go on for you, right? And one of those beliefs may be, as a healthcare administrator, you often get told that you can't even put together, or afford external training because of budget restrictions, right? And they may think and have you feeling like resilience training isn't really necessary as an expense, especially with the existing financial pressures right now, right? But the truth of the matter is workshops, our workshop, the investment is exactly that. It's an investment because you could actually reduce the costs over time by building resilience in your healthcare teams that are likely the way to experience lower turnover, right? Less burnout, and see the increased productivity, which ultimately saves the healthcare industry, the hospital, right? Another thing that you may see or hear that's a falsehood. Administrators may be being told that you don't need it. Our staff is already busy. It doesn't make sense for them to have another training, right? But in reality, when you think about that, if you're thinking that would be the overload for them, that's not the truth. The truth is the workshop, the way our workshop and online program is with the WAC, the course is designed to seamlessly implement into the schedule. So then that way you're equipping your healthcare professionals with what they actually need so they can handle those stressors and those setbacks at work so they can be set up for success. Okay. And with that being said, to move into how you transition to working the strategies out, we're talking about six. We're talking about six strategies that you can put in place for them, to help them get over this and get in front of. So your corporation, so your hospital can get in front of turnover, right? And step one, position your organization as a leader in employee well-being. Step two, implement high impact practices to engage and motivate them from day one. From when they come on in new talent acquisitions, day one. We could be there. Show them what's what, right? Step three, make sure that you build in culture of daily resilience and well-being habits. Okay. Step four, offer continuous growth and development opportunities. Okay. Step five, track, measure, and showcase well-being success. When you see it, you see them showing up, they're implementing what's being taught, you see the change in them, they feel the change in themselves. Make sure you're tracking and you showcase that, celebrate it. Step six, celebrate success to build lasting commitment. See, when you begin to celebrate with them, you begin to make a difference for them. Okay. And see, ultimately, this retention, this strategy, how it ensures this organization, you'll be able to attract and retain that same high performing talent that your competitors are struggling to keep. They're struggling to even keep them there, but you're going to be able to retain them and show them how to be successful and thrive with the WAC. Okay. And so I say all that to say, look, we just shared these strategies with you. We also shared with you some of the falsehoods that go around throughout the circles that get in the way, where you don't know about a program like the WAC that we have, but now you do because I've told you. And so I can say that, yes, seeing it be successful, seeing it work in different ways that I implemented it while I was in the government when something was happening, to see that success for them, to see that success for me, to go from where I was, on my deathbed with congestive heart failure and having, the mini stroke and the seizures, and then now be standing before you today. I know that implementing the well-being alignment curriculum works because I've seen it, not just for myself, but for others. And so all I want, like my committed mission, is to stay focused on that, to be able to make sure that, because it's a global phenomenon, that burnout and retention and turnover issues is globally a thing. Because you got HR departments saying 95%, of departments in HR saying that good, gifted, great employees are running for the hills and they're being lost because of burnout, and 95% because of the impact that, the components of that is like 51% is due to the workload. 45% of that is due to staff shortages. And then you got 38% is like support and that thing where communication is not happening. They don't see the give and take where everybody understands. So in the military, we call that open policy, where if there's an issue, there's a problem, there's a need, you sit down, your door is open for that way we can have a system in place to make it make sense. And when you don't know as a leader, you find out who do know. That's what makes great leaders, right? And so with that being said, we did just share those six strategies. We also shared some of the falsehoods that you guys are hearing out here. But if turnover is an issue and you really want an actual solution, then contact us on LinkedIn. This is Mrs. P here. You'll be able to see the link when you get to my LinkedIn channel and schedule something. So that way we can go over with your hospital or your corporation what the needs look like and how our program can be tailored to what's going on specifically to you guys. And like I say in my trainings, it's the last quarter. We have room for 5 for the remaining of the quarter, and it may be only room for 3. And that's because health-wise, harmony-wise for me, I still got to stay in alignment so I serve you best while keeping myself healthy. So that's determined by the size of the group. So when you're getting on my schedule, I promise I'll be honest and tell you if there's no room and you got to be put on a waiting list. Because at the end of the day, I must stay healthy while still being able to be committed to giving back and making sure I'm helping. But what's happening with staff, because I've been there and lived that, but not going back to where I was, where I'm giving all of me and then not having anything left. So to make sure that your staff understand that, we'll go into detail on that too. So contact me. Let's get on the list, see where you guys are at, and see how we can make this work for you with the spots that we have remaining. But other than that, I send each and every one of you much love, success, and support energy to you and your families and your staff. And if I don't talk to you before Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving. And if not before Christmas, well, Merry Christmas too, or Happy Holidays. Take care, stay healthy, stay safe. Later. Thank you for listening. See how beautiful I look? That's just a caveat. I had a makeup artist come here today because I had a summit that was scheduled for this morning, and she drove all the way to where I live in the country and did such a beautiful job. And by the name, a shout out for her. She's a beautiful young lady that is doing big and better and greater things for herself and her family that she loves dearly. But she is talented in what she do with makeup because I'm a big tomboy. I don't really know much about makeup. We didn't really do that in the army. Beautiful, Shaniqua. Thank you. And thank you for the look. See you guys soon. Later. I think I did that right. What is going on with it? Here, let's see. Is it done? In your streams, man. Okay.